Something changed in the trenches, and if you care about Caleb's blind side, you can't look away now. This isn't rumor fog or pie-in-the-sky trade chatter. It's a quiet pivot inside Hollis Hall that touches the most fragile thread of any season. Can your quarterback play on schedule when the pocket isn't perfect? Here's the promise. We're going to unpack why the next 2 weeks will say more about Chicago's identity than any viral throw. What the coaches value on first and second down in this scheme. How the staff is calibrating risk on the edges. And what the internal plan really signals about the left tackle spot and the development track on the other side. You'll get the full picture timelines, roles, contingencies without the noise. Welcome back to Bears News Fan Report if you live for line play and real football talk. Make sure you're subscribed and hit the like so this breakdown finds the diehards. Let's work. The introduction starts where every honest analysis of this team must start. Protection is not a luxury. It's the engine oil. The staff can manufacture answers with motion, bunch, and sprint outs, but the season ceiling is chained to the edges. When the tackles are late with their feet or behind with their hands, the playbook shrinks. When they're on time, the offense breathes. Zoom out and remember the job descriptions. Left tackle is a chessboard roll mirror. Anchor, win on the third kick, carry the arc, redirect inside without grabbing. Right tackle in this build carries more downhill responsibility. Collapse the edge in duo. Angle the end on outside zone. Find work when the first threat disappears. 2 islands. 2 languages. 1 goal keep no. 1 upright and get the run to the second level. Braxton Jones is the incumbent with starts. A frame that swallows rushers when the feet match the hands. And tape that swings from clean series to frustrating lapses. That variance is why every snap becomes an audition for trust. Trust is currency in the OL room. Coaches spend it when the game is tight. They hoard it when the calendar gets cold. Theo Benedette is the prototype you draft to bet on tomorrow. Length for days, a first step that's better than the scouting blurb. Raw hands that can be trained, and a mind that soaks instruction. With players like this, teams decide between 2 philosophies: set and forget the depth chart and teach in the background, or accelerate the reps and live with growing pains because the ceiling is worth the bruise. Roster mechanics matter here. Elevations, inactives, the 6-0 elephant packages. Who wears the emergency hat? These are not headlines, but they change Sundays. A swing who can actually swing saves a drive. A swing who can't forces you to call the game with one hand tied. The tape from recent weeks says the staff wants cleaner first downs. That means fewer long-developing 5-step concepts on obvious passing downs and more. Conviction on early down runs that hit fast and straight. To block that brand of football, you need bookends who start on time, not heroes who recover late. Feet first. Hands second. Finish always. And that is where the tells start to appear. Who's repping where during install? Which side gets the extra individual period? Which tackle is seeing the chip help? How often tight ends are aligned to a given edge? Coaches don't shout their decisions. They whisper them in who they choose to teach. Here's the update you came for. Inside the building, the Bears have aligned on a 2-track plan at tackle. The expectation is that Braxton Jones remains the first-team left tackle as long as he clears the next internal checkpoint and stacks clean practice days. In parallel, Theo Benedette is being accelerated as the game day swing, with heavy cross-training at right tackle and designated emergency work at left. In plain English, continuity on the blind side, urgency on the depth, and a real path to snaps for the rookie in specific packages and contingencies. Why this way? Continuity at left tackle protects the quarterback's clock. Caleb's timing game is about rhythm turn hitch throw, so the staff is pushing for fewer variables in his backside picture. Jones, when his set line is disciplined and his inside hand lands first, gives you a predictable base rep. You can plan chips and slides around predictable. You can't plan around roulette. On the other track, accelerating Benedette as swing answers 2 pressures at once. First, It raises the floor if an ankle turns in the second quarter. Second, it lets coaches script real, graded snaps without throwing a raw player into 30 pass sets against a speed merchant with a head start. Expect his early work to live in run-leaning downs, heavy formations, and specific third and shorts where the ball is out quick and leverage. Counts more than processing 3 moves in a row. Technically, the focus tracks make sense. Jones is being drilled on 2 things that cost him last year: oversetting the speed and grabbing late. The remedy is boring but real: shorter outside foot in the third kick. Trust the inside post and reload the independent hands instead of riding the bull. Benedette's sheet reads: inside-out landmark on wide 9 south at right tackle, half-man target in pass pro, wide base without sitting on heels, and strike timing that doesn't telegraph with shoulder tilt. If he holds that checklist, the talent pops dot scheme can help both. You'll see the staff lean into condensed splits and reduce formations to shorten the corner and invite chips from motion. Quick play action on first down to freeze the ends. Toss crack to punish upfield jets. Y-off help to Jones on third and medium against long arm rushers who win with power. None of that is an admission of weakness. It's football geometry. What about the what-ifs? If Jones stalls or the variance creeps back, the contingency is simple. The staff can either slide protection, more often accepting fewer receiving options, or they can expand Benedette's slice beyond swing duty. There's also the evergreen front office lever, veteran insurance on the wire. But the current, honest plan is the in-house one. You develop linemen by playing them on your terms, not hiding them until you have no terms at all. For the run game, this structure matters. With Jones steadying the left edge, you can lean again on outside zone left and duo to the strong side, letting the back press front side before cutting behind a double. With Benedette as the 6 OL in jumbo, Chicago can stress edges with pin pull and toss, getting guards in space and forcing DBs to tackle. That is how you reclaim 2nd and 5 and keep the menu open. The locker room piece is subtle but real. Veterans believe in plans that make sense. A clear message: Braxton holds the fort. Theo is coming fast. Help is built into the call sheet, lowers anxiety, and raises execution. Receivers trust landmarks. Backs trust tracks. Quarterbacks trust the back foot. And when trust travels, so do wins. Matchups over the next stretch are exactly the lab you want. 1 week it's ghost motion and chips against a speed rusher with a runway. The next it's fighting length and patience against the technician who wins with hands. The beautiful thing about this plan is that it doesn't demand perfection. It demands consistency. That's the currency you can actually spend in December and January. There's also a cap and future angle, and it's not minor. If Jones reestablishes himself as a plus starter and Benedette climbs into functional swing by midseason, the front office gains optionality draft capital, can target other needs. And you're not forced into panic money for a veteran in March. Offensive lines aren't built in one transaction. They're grown with 1,000 boring correct decisions. This is one of them. Before we wrap, I want to hear you. Do you stay the course with Braxton at left tackle and bring Theo on in a controlled, accelerated swing role? Or would you flip the experiment and live with the rookie's growing pains now to chase a higher ceiling? How would you handle chips and slides with this room? Drop your take below. Because the best part of this community is how sharp you are on the details. My opinion, the 2-track plan is the right call today. Continuity for Caleb's eyes, controlled urgency for Benedette, and scheme-based help for problem rushers is a balanced, grown-up approach. It is also, to be clear, informed speculation based on usage patterns and coaching tendencies, not an official announcement. Football changes fast. If the picture shifts, we'll reassess with the same honesty.